This is Algebraic Connections Study Guide topic number 4, Writing Equations of Circles. So we have in our first example, we're going to try and write the standard form of a couple of circles. This one's great because it tells you what the center and the radius is. So you can literally just plug in the center of -9 and 15. You can plug those numbers into that standard form and write the radius squared as 4. Done. When you get over to the second question, this one's a little trickier because we are given the center, but we don't know what the radius is. It's got to have a center of 2, 5, and the point on the circle needs to be 8, 5. So 8, 5 would be over here somewhere. So I'm looking for a circle that kind of looks like that. So what's the radius? 2 and 5 is easy, but oh, this is horizontal. It's just a horizontal line segment. What's the distance from the center to that point on the outside? Just look at those x-coordinates. 2 to 8, 6. So that means that equation needs to be equal to 36. 6 is the radius. 36 is the value on the right. All right, for part C, again, I can just plug in the center point as x minus 3 and y minus 1. But this time it's probably not going to be horizontal, is it? So let's see, 3, 1 would be like here, and 5, 8 would be up here. So I'm going to look for the equation of that circle. I need to figure out what the radius is again, but this time it's not just horizontal, it's a little diagonal. So let's just use the distance formula. The difference in the x-coordinates is 2, so I'm going to square that. Difference in the y-coordinates is 7. I'm going to square that. I'm going to do 2 squared and 7 squared is 53, so the square root of 53 is my radius. And so what's that going to mean the equation is equal to? Regular 53. The square root of 53 squared. All right, and for the last two questions, this time we are given a diameter, the two endpoints of the diameter. So let me try and sketch that out. Looks like, let's see, -5, 6 would be over here. 1, -2 would be there. Those are the endpoints of the diameter. So the circle we're going to try and write the equation for kind of looks like that. You're going to have to calculate the center and the radius. The center, though, is just the midpoint. So all you have to do is just find the midpoint between the endpoints of the diameter. Let's see, so we're going to average -5 and 1, add them together to get -2, and then average the y-coordinates, 6 and -2, add them together and take half. That's +2. So it looks like the center of the circle is at -2, 2. Now we just need to figure out the radius. Why don't I go ahead and just fill in the that part of the formula. X plus 2 squared and y minus 2 squared. To get the radius, all I need to do is figure out the distance from that center point to either edge of the circle. I'm just going to use the -5, 6 coordinate. So the difference in the x-coordinates is 3, difference in the y-coordinates is 4. Square and add them together, that gives you 25. Square root of 25 is 5. So that means this equation needs to equal 5 squared on the end. All right. The next diameter question, same kind of situation where we're given the endpoints of the diameter. So let me see where 6, 7 would be here, 2, -3 would be over here. So again, let's find the midpoint of the diameter. That'll be our center. So what's halfway between 6 and 2? 4. What's halfway between 7 and -3? 2. So the center of the circle is at 4, 2. I can go ahead and write in that part of the equation. X minus 4 squared and x minus 2 squared. Then what's the radius? Just figure out the distance from the center point we just calculated out to either one of those edges. The difference in the x-coordinates is 2. Difference in the y-coordinates is 5. Square and add them together. That's the square root of 29. So this expression is going to equal the square root of 29 squared versus this regular 29. For F and G, these are my favorite because you can just visually, by inspection, tell what the center and radius are. Looks like the bottom is at -2, the top is at 4. It's all on the y-axis, so it looks like the center is at 0, 1, and the radius would be 3. So I'm just going to plug the center and radius into that standard form. X minus nothing squared, y minus 1 squared, and that's going to equal the radius squared, so 9. Second question looks like its center is at -3, -4, and it looks like the radius is 2. So again, I can just plug that right into my formula. X plus 3 squared, y plus 4 squared, and that should equal 2 squared, which is 4.